Thank you, Simon. In the second part of this presentation, I would like to talk a little bit on EU, European legislations and regulations. I will give you two examples here. One is on drinking water, and the second one is on food. The reason I put examples here is because they do have many different levels on regulation. And some of them are from European level, European Parliament, European Council, and some of them may just from each member state. The first example I want to show you is European or EU Drinking Water Directive. In February 2020, the European Parliament and Council released a new directive. In this directive, they recast the limit of PFAS in drinking water to two different levels. The first level is 0.5 microgram per liter in total for all PFAS compounds you could identify in your drinking water. That means the sum of quantity of those identified compounds cannot be more than 0.5 microgram per liter. The second level is for a subset of PFAS compounds, which considered as special dangers for human health. The quantity of those compounds, if you sum them together, cannot be more than 0.1 microgram per liter. And on the right side, actually, I listed the compounds which belong to the subset of PFAS compounds. And if you look at that, actually it's decided by number of compounds for different PFAS classes. And another important part for the European Drinking Water Directive here is that if any of European member states, they have their own regulation for their country and their limits, the European member states, they could make a decision by themselves which regulation they want to follow. Okay, so the European Parliament does not force them to follow European regulation. They can also use their own country regulations. And for more information, if you are interested in this, you could go online to download the full document of this drinking water directive. Since this new drinking water directive is released, we developed multiple methods on our different platforms. Two results I want to just show you here is one on 65 plus, one on 75. Before I show you the results, I would like to mention 2 points here. First thing is that for our method, what we use is direct injection without SPE, cleanup, and pre-concentration. And the second part is, of course, you know, when you run PFAS analysis, you may need to change some parts of your HPLC, and you need to use a delayed column. But definitely, for all our methods, you do not need to have a dedicated system or some specialized equipment to be able to run your drinking water samples. And second example I show you on 75 actually is a validated method which was done by one of our customers, and you could see really this validated method show you the level of sensitivity on 75. Because today I do not have enough time to show you the method in detail, I just put some results table here so you could have an idea about the sensitivity on our different platforms. So this slide is the results on our 65 plus system. On the left side, you see the low limit of quantitation, LLQ, which is decided by signal to noise of peak to peak above 10, and LQ for different PFAS compounds in 3 different kind of water types. Most important is if you look at both of these 2 lines, you sum the LQ together according to the requirement by this directive. The sum of them, the LQ, all of them in 3 different kind of water types are far below the requirement. With that said, it's clearly with 65 plus, with direct injection without need of SPE cleanup or pre-concentration, you could easily reach the requirement of European Drinking Water Directive. And all the details is also published in our tech notes if you want to really to know what you need to do for your system, what is HPLC method, what is the instrument condition. You could go and download our tech notes, get all the details there. Yeah, as you could see, 65 plus system could meet current requirement of European Drinking Water Directive easily. But also we know the legislation and regulation is changing constantly, and people are looking for lower and lower limits for PFAS compounds, especially in drinking water. So in this case, more sensitive system will definitely bring you the benefit that you prepared for future projects and for future regulations. So in these slides, I show you the results on our 75 system. This system is much more sensitive compared to 65 plus. And another point is this method is validated by our customer on their 75 system, both on AOQ and detection limit. Yeah, I could not go into the detail on what is the detection limit and requirement here, but what you could see here is the detection limit, what they validated on 3 different kind of water types of below 1 nanogram per liter for all of them. Some of them is on 0.1 nanogram per liter level. For all the detail, again, same as the results for 65 plus, you will find tech notes, what we published. You will find all the detail on instrument condition and how to calculate the detection limit, for example. Yeah. With these slides, I would like to show you the second example of European regulation for PFAS. In this case, is PFAS in food. This regulation is published or released in December 2022. It's a very new one. In this regulation, you will find maximum residue limits, MRLs, for some certain foodstuff. For example, what you could see here, eggs, fish meat, muscle meat, for example. And in this regulation, not included is vegetable. And what you could see here, only 4 compounds actually is regulated here. That is PFOS, PFOA, PFNA, and PFHXS. And also the level for different matrices or different food matrices are different. Again, here we developed a method on our most sensitive system 75, and with scheduled MRM. Of course, you know, for PFAS in negative models, here are some instrument conditions. Again, we do not have enough time to go into the method detail. Just put the results table here. What you could see on one side, the LQ limit of quantitation and linearity. On the right side, you could also see we definitely test the method on different food matrices with blank and spiked sample. And you also could see actually for some PFAS compounds, they have already present in blank samples. And we also run much more PFAS compounds, or more than that 4 required by current regulation. Okay, so this is my last slide. With this, I just want to show you they do have several working groups in EU Parliament and in EFSA. They are working on new regulations for other foodstuff, and also they are discussing on levels and new compounds that should included in the regulations. So therefore, it's quite important for us not only look at the current regulation, but also look at the document from this working group and to see what will be coming in the future.